Well, good morning, everyone. It is a windy, chilly, rainy morning here in Santa Clarita, California. And I kind of made a mess up this morning. We were planning on going down to the Hollywood Museum, and I thought they were open, but they're not. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. And of course, today's Monday. So anyways, we decided to spend the day. We got to do some homework while we're out traveling around, and we'll just go stop by some other filming locations that we wanted to check out while we're in town. So right now I am across the street from the bar that was in the Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure. Check this out. That right there, that is the bar that Pee-wee went into, tried to use the telephone, got kicked out by the bikers. He walked outside, bumped into one of the motorcycles, knocked it over, and they brought him back in, and they were gonna torture him, they were gonna kill him, they were gonna do all kinds of crazy things. But then he pulled off one of the most dramatic dance scenes ever on cinema history, and that's where it all happened, right there. That was the bar in Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure. And then at the end, there's that guy who got on his bike and he rode off and he went boom right through the sign that was located over where that wrought iron fence is. But this is it. This is the bar from Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure. All right, well, pretty cool. It's pretty wet and it's pretty cold. But we're gonna continue on down the road and go check out some other stuff and just kind of see where the day leads. But we'll be checking out several other filming locations throughout the day, so come along with us. All right, let's go. Cruising through a subdivision right now. Up here on the right-hand side.
Your destination is on the right.
You guys might recognize something. You guys might recognize this park because of that guy. We are at the park that was used in the E.T. movie. This park right here, this is it. And this is the little guy, the little worm guy, right here, that you see in the movie. You see him pull up next to this thing in the van. There it is. There he is. He's right here. This guy. Hey, little buddy, how you doing? Been hanging out here for quite some time, haven't you? Look, guys, we're at the park from E.T. Now, it's changed quite a bit since back then, but this guy they have kept here for all these years for all of us fans to come see in person. Look at this guy. This is pretty cool. Not the best day to come out and play at the park, but nonetheless, we wanted to make sure we came by and took a look. Neighbors all probably think I'm crazy out here in the rain videotaping at the park, but it's pretty cool. Had to come check this out. Kids were doing homework and they're checking it out from inside. They didn't want to get wet, so we are off to our next stop. And just so you guys know, this park is located off Reseda Boulevard in Northridge, California. And this is the Porter Ridge Park. Our next location, most people aren't going to recognize. But down there on that hillside, or that flat area right down in there, was a place called Spahn Ranch. Back in the 40s, 50s, and part of the 60s, it was a movie ranch. It's said to have filmed part of Lone Ranger and some episodes from Bonanza. But it's probably better known
for the late 60s when Charles Manson and his clan lived down there. There was buildings down there and they rented the place. And back through this property in here, there's numerous pictures online you can find of the Manson cave and all these other spots that are located down in there. But this is the property right over here where Charles Manson and his clan, his little cult following that he had, that's where they lived for almost 2 years, I believe. And I believe this is the same property where he was arrested. Spahn Ranch. Best known probably for Charles Manson.
The property, you can't see much from the road here, but it is located off of Santa Susana Pass. And I believe it's in Chatsworth, California. But right over here, the entrance must have been somewhere around in here to get to that property. Not a whole lot to see today. Just thought I'd stop by since we were in the area. Well, located off of Glade Avenue in Chatsworth, California, just down the road from the Spahn Ranch, on the other side of this fence, it's hard to see, but there's a big red barn there. And this big red barn is called the Harvester Barn. You guys remember the famous talking horse, Mr. Ed? Well, Mr. Ed was born right there in that barn. I don't know if you guys can see it up there. Let's see if I can get a better look around the corner. But the famous Mr. Ed was born right in that barn. There's a little bit better look you can get from back there. There it is. There's the barn. That is the Harvester Barn that Mr. Ed was born in. Pretty cool. What do you think, Doc? What do you think of all these filming locations? Have you been here before? Maybe? All right, well, we're heading to our next one. It's kind of scary. I want to keep your eyes closed. All right, guys, don't open your eyes. Do not open your eyes. I'm gonna have to open my eyes. I'm gonna have to. Shabam! Do you guys recognize this? This is actually the grocery store from the movie The Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. Right here. This is it. This is where they pull up. I was just looking at a shot and I took a picture from inside the truck over here, and I'll show you guys right now. You can see that building over there on the left where the smoke's coming up behind it from the movie scene. And then this is the same picture I took. But anyways, this is it. We were cruising by, so we stopped by to check out the store from the movie The Bird Box. We're not gonna go in. We got some more destinations to hit, but pretty cool to stop by. And if you're interested in stopping by, this place is located at 23221 Satakoy Street, Canoga Park, California. The Bird Box store. Don't open your eyes.
Directly across the street from me is the South Seas Apartments from the Karate Kid. Look at that. That is where Daniel Russo and his mom lived. That pool is right inside there. Mr. Miyagi's little room right over to the right-hand side. Check that out. I'm gonna cross the street and go over and take a peek. Here we are at the South Seas Apartments. And look at this. We're not gonna go in, but this right here. Here's the apartments where Daniel Russo lived with his mom and Karate Kid. Check that out, there's the pool.
Now I'm looking.
Pretty cool. During the movie, none of these houses were here. This is actually where the fence was, where they were chasing him down with their skull costumes on. But look at right over here. This right here, this little area, they built in a little room for Mr. Miyagi. This was his little shop right here in this little corner. Look at that. Right here, guys. This is where Daniel Russo lived in Karate Kid. Pretty cool. The dumpster was over there on the side where he threw his bike in there. Wow. The South Sea Apartments from Karate Kid. Pretty cool. In the background, those little square windows with the AC, that is it. There's the South Sea Apartments right there. It's a side view. Side view. You know what? It's pretty run down. It is pretty run down. There's plywood in some of the windows. I think it was in better shape back in the 80s when Mr. Miyagi was there taking care of stuff. Whoever the current guy is taking care of that building, he's just not doing a great job. We are driving by the South Sea Apartments for one last time. Goodbye, Mr. Miyagi. We will see you later. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for today. That's going to wrap up our adventures, traveling around to some different filming locations. It's been fun. It's getting late. Luckily, the rain stopped for a minute so I could get out and walk over there and take a look, but we are done for the day. So stay tuned. We got more fun stuff coming, and we will see you on the next video. Have a good one.